We're the huge movie fanatics here, and we are here to do Freddy versus Jason, or, you know, every teen's wet dream.
Every teen's wet dream?
Yeah, this is what...
You mean idea?
Yeah, like, this is the movie that, from elementary school forward, I had been dying to see. I was so excited for this movie. I made my friends watch it. I actually had my friend... who had a much faster internet connection at the time. He downloaded the trailer for me onto a disc so I could watch it like the day after. Thank you, Tom, if you're watching. Probably not. Thanks,
Tom.
Talk to you anymore.
Tom. Oh, yeah.
He's just off in his own world, which I understand happens. But he's a good guy. Thank you, Tom. So anyway, I was so excited for this movie like none other. Saw it opening weekend with my dad and my friend, and I really liked it, and I still do like the movie.
Oh, you like it.
And the reason is because I don't like Friday the 13th, but I like Nightmare on Elm Street, and this is a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Friday the 13th is just
a guest star.
Yeah, guest star. And since I couldn't give a shit about Jason or anything, so, like, I mean, just the fact that he was there, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, they meet up. And it actually worked for me. I think the story of this movie is quite good. Like, Freddy has no power anymore, so he gets somebody to inspire fear, and when deaths are happening in Elm Street again, then immediately everybody thinks it's Freddy. So like that's quite clever. That was not a way I would have done it, and like you know what, their idea is probably better. I liked all the Freddy. I break this movie into 3 parts. The stuff with the humans, I'd give like 2 stars. I mean, it's kind of bad. Not all that.
Every single female has silicone, two little lumps of silicone in their chest. I think literally.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just.
I know.
The human stuff doesn't really get to me, mainly because Monica Keener, who's the star of the movie, she is terrible in this movie. I've seen her in another show. She used to be on the show called Undeclared. She was terrific in that. She had great timing. She's a good actress. I don't know why she wasn't in this. And it also, Jason Ritter, I've seen him in quite a few things. He was in a movie called A Good Dick. That was a good movie, and he can act. He does horseshit in the movie too. Nobody, the only one who really kind of brings it at all is Zach Ward, and he's in like 1 scene. He was the little kid, the bully from A Christmas Story, if you ever saw that.
Oh yeah.
He's a good actor. I really like him. He's in like 1 scene in the movie. And also the guy who looks exactly like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, the stoner, who's a clear ripoff of Jay. So much so that on the Never Sleep Again documentary, have you ever seen that? It's a commemorative documentary, 4 hours long, of all of the Freddy movies.
Yeah.
Jason Mewes is that actor's name from Jay and Silent Bob. He's sitting there and he's like, oh, it was so great when I wasn't in this movie, and then he just walks away. Like, it was so funny that they brought him in for that little cameo, because everybody who saw the movie was like, that was such a ripoff of Jay. So much so, I think his name is, like, it's Jay or something like that in the movie. But yeah, so the human stuff, it was fine. It was serviceable. It wasn't particularly good. The Jason stuff is, I just don't like Jason, so I was really unimpressed with that. I'd give it, like, maybe 1 star. But the Freddy stuff, the Freddy who I care about and I'm interested in, I love Freddy.
I care about Freddy.
4 stars. His stuff in the movie is genius, and Robert Englund just knocks it out of the park. So
one last time.
And he really did a good job. And the Freddy stuff in the movie is great. It actually has a few kind of good scares. The movie is kind of atmospheric. And the action is really good. The fights between Freddy and Jason are actually really cool. I really dug it. And like that final fight between them is awesome. I was like, it serviced the need of the 12-year-old in me who needed to see this happen, and it happened, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be. Just them fighting for a long time, and then Freddy wins. Essentially, that's how I saw it anyway.
Yeah, Freddy wins. That's why Jason's coming out of the lake holding Freddy's head.
Freddy wins.
Yeah,
that was the alternate
head.
That's the studio ending. Did you know what the alternate ending was?
What is the alternate?
The alternate ending had the 2 main characters in bed, the guy and the girl, Monica Keener, and they start and Jason Ritter, and they start having sex and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, she I think he rolls her over and holds her down, and then his hand goes up, and then just like in Freddy, or Nightmare, or on Elm Street 2, claws come out of his fingers, and then he brings him down, and he starts laughing. So essentially, Freddy won.
Oh.
And the director, Ronnie Yu is the director's name. He said that he didn't want to do the movie because he's like, how can I do the movie if I'm not a fan of both franchises?
Yeah.
He never said which one was his favorite franchise, but if you watch the movie, it seems pretty obvious that he's probably a Freddy fan and not a Jason fan, just because Jason does nothing in the movie. They don't really bring almost any of his character aspects or his lore to the movie outside of having a mother and being afraid of water.
Yeah, well, the being afraid of water only exists in Freddy vs. Jason.
And a little bit in the 6/7th one, a little bit here and there, because they take him down into the water and stuff. They use water to destroy him in, like...
No, toxic waste.
That's in the 8th one, but in the 7th one, they actually, like, drag him down into the water, or is that the 6th one?
Yeah, that's the end of the 6th one, yeah.
Like, so they use...
I never got the
that's what I took from it, like...
Well, you're wrong.
Clearly it was a valid take, because the filmmakers used it.
Well, clearly,
But anyway, so yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. I'm going to give the movie 3 stars. It was very, very, very watchable, very entertaining. The rewatchability probably isn't all that good. I've watched it a couple times since, and it's definitely a theater movie, and you see it with a theater, captive audience. It's fun. I did. The theater was packed to the brim.
I remember when we saw it, some bastards from the back row, like when the end credits came up, threw their fucking tub of popcorn on us, like, you know.
Oh, really?
Well, not on us, but everyone who was, well, we were part of everyone who had landed on it. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Fuckers.
Oh, what a jerk.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't really have much to say about it. I'm more of a Jason fan than a Freddy fan. I mean, I like Freddy. I don't think I really have to say much. I'll go 2 stars. I remember being very disappointed how much it was just so, like I say, like every female has, I think, breast implants, and yeah, there's like nothing there for me. Like I remember I haven't seen it forever. The very beginning opens with some girl on the dock or something, and she just takes off her clothes and jumps in or something. I mean, it was just such a stupid beginning, and for me, it just echoed the whole rest of the goddamn movie.
Well,
and also,
like that was, I thought that was a brilliant opening because it sort of mocked, to some respect, like Jason movies can be boiled down to these 3 things: naked women on a lake with Jason killing them. And that was exactly what that opening was. And I was like, that's funny, they're acknowledging it in the opening scene.
Yeah, that's true, but maybe just the breast implants. Something about that scene just put me off. It could have been the fake ones. Because I'm more of a natural breast man.
I am too, but I mean, like, the movie wasn't about the breasts for me. I was more concerned.
that scene though, you gotta admit.
I didn't even remember like the breasts, like the. Well, as far as I know, there's only like 3 scenes with breasts.
Oh, but the thing is, though, you can see like that one girl. You never see them, but you just see in their shirt. Yeah. It's just they're just 2 beach balls, you know, 2 little volleyballs. Yeah. So you don't even the Monica, whatever the hell her name
Monica
is.
Gaynor.
It's like
she's probably fake.
You don't see them, but you can tell that they're just. So I'm not talking about only what you see. In order to save some time, I gotta tell you, I don't really have much to say. The stuff that I do like is that very brief stuff, because I'm a Jason fanatic. Seeing the flashback in the 50s of him being tormented, that was cool. Because if I could do like a freaking, I don't know, just ultimate Friday the 13th prequel as a filmmaker or something, I mean, that would be a part of what I, look into. Seeing what his actual camp experience was like, cover his death, that kind of thing. So seeing that was very cool. And also I liked the end only because, like the fight, only because it like took place at Crystal Lake, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? So it took place in that cabinish camp atmosphere, which I'm a huge fan of. So I'm just going to go 2 stars. I don't have much to say about Freddy vs.
I will say this is a much better movie than Alien vs. Predator was. That came out the following year.
Yeah, I should probably watch this again, which is stupid to do after the review, but whatever. I haven't seen it forever, so I should probably watch it again. I probably have to concur with that it probably is.
Yeah, like, because when I was a kid growing up, I wanted to see Freddy vs. Jason, I wanted to see Alien vs. Predator. Both were rumored to have come out, like, in 92, 93-ish. None of them ever happened. And so it took 10 years for both movies to finally come out. think this one did a better job than Alien vs. Predator.
Probably.
That said, I did like the second Alien vs. Predator more. So anyway, that's it. 3 stars, 2 stars.
There you are, Freddy versus Jason.
He might change his mind though when he rewatches, and he's going to be like, "Oh wow, this is
1.5.
This is Casablanca 2."
Yeah, sure. I think you're right.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Thanks for watching.